Another Monday morning, and so everybody, so nice to have you back now. And so we are going to be looking at police and corruption. Police and corruption, that's what we want to look at this morning. And when we talk about police and corruption, there's a whole lot of things to say about police and corruption. Now, our focus under police and corruption will take this topic a lot. So, first of all, police is a global word. Police is not just a Nigerian thing. Police is a global word. So, police and corruption. Let's start with the most popular police in the world, the American police. You know, the highest corrupt police force in the world is the American police. But you will not believe it's the American police because they know how to manage media, you know. The American police is so corrupt. A friend of mine, the owner of Eddie's Wine Bar in River State, you understand me, there was a time he went to the US to buy instruments for entertainment, and when he got there, a female police in the airport saw them because they had some funds. She refused to release them, and she asked them for bribe. They were carrying about, they had up to $120,000, and they were asking them for bribe. The female police were asking them for bribe, and when they refused, she locked them up. So they got a lawyer to come to the station to bail them, and he was trying to accuse them. They are that corrupt, but you will not know. You know why will you not know? Because one, you don't. The people that most of them are watching these videos are in Nigeria, so they are not in America. But those people, if you're watching from America, please, I want you to counter what I'm saying if I am not correct, because I know that the American police is one of the most corrupt police in the world. Of course, the British police is more of a racist kind of setting, but I don't want to go there because you know, I do the racism thing there. But I'm not talking. So let me not go there. So the truth is that globally, every police force has a lot of challenge. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons I also say that American police is the most corrupt in the world. There's an American police officer who was a policeman in one of the states, and then he was so corrupt that even when he was caught for corruption in the police force and he was sent on trial, at the end of trial, while he was being taken to prison to be remanded in prison custody, on his way to prison, he took bribe. As in, that's where they handcuff, saying the criminal now in the trial, saying they take bribe, saying they corrupt as a police officer. On his way to the police station, a call came and they asked to give to him, and he took the call and he took bribe. That's how corrupt he was. That on his way to jail for corruption, he still took bribe. How did we know all this? Because he wrote a book. The name of the book is The Corrupt Cop. The Corrupt Cop. You know, the Americans has a way of turning their badness into business. I'm telling you, they turn their badness into business. This I'm telling you is genuine. Today we hit American police more because people don't know say themselves their own corruption. Our own they learn work where their own day. They are so damn corrupt in America. Till today, do you know that black people are targeted in America by the police? Worst of it all, even black police are targeting black people. Till today, 2025, black people are targeted. States like Pennsylvania, Illinois, and so many other states, black people are targeted every day. In America, they are targeted every day by the American police in that state. Pennsylvania police, state police, New York City police, that's NYPD, Los Angeles police, Georgia police. That's 51 states in America, and all the police force attached. Of course, there are over 51 police force, but they target blacks. I tell you the truth, they target black. They target blacks, individuals. They target black-owned businesses. They target black-populated areas. They target black, successful people. I'm telling you the truth. If you grow up as a black man in America without a police issue, and you're successful and you're big, mostly because maybe you have turned into more like a houseboy who doesn't say anything. I'm telling you. Like LeBron James, that guy has done so well for himself. Grew up in the hood, a good kid, basketball saved him, you know. But the point is the American police is so corrupt. Look at the case of George Floyd, right? A police officer can never do that to a white man. It's impossible. Judge Floyd. How can you do that? We're talking about how can you do that to a matured man who was not armed? And you did it to his death. And what did the state do? I heard they also paid them benefits. When they sent them out of the job, they still paid benefit to them. For killing an innocent black man, they were paid benefits. So think of how much this is it. Think of how much. That's how bad it is. That's how corrupt the American police is. So they make laws to empower the police. So we're going to be looking at all these things together. You know, maybe next week we'll look at the Nigerian police and corruption. And I tell you that one, we have a story to tell. Where we go talk that one. All hell will be let loose. But for now, some of the factors that make the American police corrupt is the legislature. Now, the politicians like to use the police to control the people. So, those in power, they make laws to favor themselves and use the police to shield themselves. And then they keep a space for amendment. So that when they leave power, the new people that come to power, based on the space they left for amendment, will now amend the law to favor their own selves too, for their own time, you know. And anybody that comes will keep doing amendment to favor themselves. That's how corrupt they are. A policeman in America is allowed to shoot you dead if you have arm and you maybe try to raise that arm. He can shoot you dead. Whereas in Nigeria by law, they can only shoot you from your knee down. But there they are allowed to shoot you dead, your forehead. They will shoot you. You don't go. But in Nigeria, you don't do that. They are allowed to only shoot from the knee down, which means they are allowed to shoot you dead. They are allowed to stop you on their suspicion, though every other police is given that privilege. But the point is, when somebody has the right to stop you on his or her suspicion, you can imagine what that means. It means if I have a problem with you at home and I see you on the road, you don't go. So many things like that. All these police challenges started 100 years ago plus in America. Over 100 years ago plus. All these police challenges have started. American police has the highest record of police brutality in the world. And they will possess that record till 2030, when maybe Nigeria and some other countries may likely want to beat that record. But right now, American police have the highest record of police brutality. And also, they know how to keep their records off the internet and keep the record of African police in their countries on the internet for bad things. But their own records are taken off the internet. That's the truth. They take away their own record. They keep that of the black people. That's what they do. So when you shut your bubble, you may likely not see what I'm telling you now. But that is actually how it is. Because they remove all their records. But all the bad record of all the African police, they put it there. But they have one of the worst police in the world. With the level of technology that American police has access to, there should not be crime. If Nigerian police should have access to that level of technology, I tell you the truth, they will be able to dictate when a wife takes money from a husband's pocket. With the kind of technology American police have. You see? So when you look at security, you look at police and corruption. The mother of that corruption is the American police force. But they do their own in a well-packaged manner. They package their police force in a way that the corruption will not show. But you and I know that they are very corrupt. Which is why we are going to be hosting the police referendum campaign with BOSINDELIVE with the Commissioner of Police in the states, one of the states in the US very soon, with a very high level of police corruption. Now let me tell you some of the things that has been done to address these police corruption cases in America. And they are global now. Funny enough, other countries are queuing in without knowing the origin. Have you heard of the International Association of Chiefs of Police? It used to be a body whose job was to checkmate the police because of the excesses of the police in the US. So citizens came together and said, we have to fight back. And then they formed an organization that checkmates the police. After forming the organization, it kept growing. It kept growing. Till today, it's still growing. And at a point, that organization collapsed into what is now known as the International Association of Chiefs of Police. IACP. Google it online, you see IACP. Every year, they have a seminar in one state in America. All police in the world has queued into it. Nigerian police, Ghana police, Saudi Arabia police, every country in the world. Once a year, police chiefs and members of the association gather in the US. I am also an associate member of the International Association of Chiefs of Police worldwide. I'm also an associate member. Every edition, the President of America is the guest who opens the edition where they talk about policing in different forms. The aim of that organization originally was to checkmate the excesses of the American police. I tell you today, their excesses was so much, so they wanted to checkmate those excesses of the American police. That's why they formed that organization. It was by civilians who wanted a change, but they metamorphosed into international now. So now they are not focusing on the American police again. Now they are focusing on global policing, how to get the police to be better globally. But the challenge of the American police still lies there. Let me shock you. Do you know officers from the Nigerian police sometimes are invited to work in the American police? I know a lot of them, like a retired AIG Benigwe, when he was, I think, a CSP or a DSP. He was invited to work with the American police in America. And was in charge of a tactical team in the US. And he did very well. He worked so hard that, according to his testimony, he said those people are not working. Technology is doing all the work. But when they get there, they still need our blood. I've heard people like Ogunade who worked in American police and he was part of patrols and all of that. They've been having joint operations like that in the US soil. And each time our police officers go there to work with them, most times they want them to stay back. They don't want them to leave. They want them to stay back. Why? Because of the zeal. I've had police officers who went to Eskimo in Europe. They went to all this Yugoslavia. Many of those countries in Europe, Nigerian police are out there. Are you aware that almost every year, the Italian police always requests for a contingent of the Nigerian police to come and police Italy for them? Are you aware? No, you're aware. Nigerian police. This one is not UN, it's not United Nations peacekeeping anything. It's just Nigerians being requested to come and help police your country. And we send for them. Of course, they pay us. Is it funny? Are you surprised that we police Italy? We actually do. I've had officers, I have names, who have been policing Italy from Nigeria. Are you aware that Australia used to ask Nigeria to come and police Australia? These things are sounding funny. Yes. Australia used to ask Nigerian police to come and police Australia. And we used to send them there. So many people. Now he's an ASP, then he was a junior staff. He has been to Australia and so many other countries. Policing. As a police officer with our Nigerian police uniform. To come and support their policing. Are you aware that South Korea, we used to police South Korea too at one point? Nigerian police were sent to South Korea to help them police South Korea. Not only South Korea, Vietnam. I'm calling the ones I know. Not the ones I don't know. The ones that I know. The Nigerian police has been invited to help police them. As in they need our police officers because they are very good with their job. That is it. Okay, the ones people are going to know is what is it? Maybe the one of United Nations peacekeeping in Europe. Some of those European countries that Nigerian police have participated well. And then in Africa, we have participated very well in Africa and all of that. But how many of you are aware that some Nigerian police officers are always invited to train the American police? I have a Nigerian police officer who has been invited to train the Nigerian police as a Nigerian police officer before their deployment to Somalia. The American, they reached out to him from the White House. From the White House, a Nigerian serving police officer. I have his name and his number. He was reached out to from the White House of the United States. That they would like him to train the American police. So they flew him out to Georgia. Sorry, to Jordan, not Georgia. To Jordan. Jordan is a country. They flew him out to Jordan. And then they flew in the American police to Jordan. And he trained them. After training them and certifying them, they were deployed to where they were going. So, whenever Nigerian police are given the right environment, they perform better than the rest of their counterparts. That is because we are in the nothing command. So wherever they are getting the right support, they perform very well. However, we have deviated, as you can see from our talk about the American police. We have 1,100 percent.
200 likes.
Okay. So, my brother, when you talk about police, police is not a joke. Police big. Police corruption big. Have you heard of the Brazilian police corruption story? The Brazilian police corruption story. You go know say Nigeria they learn work. In fact, the Brazilian police are the drug peddlers. Are you aware they even caught drug in the plane of the Brazilian president in Italy once? They caught one of the officers there with drugs. And they handed him over to the Italian authorities. Is it funny? Okay. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's not funny at all. So, Brazil, their own police. Oh, let's not go there. Let's not go there. The Brazilian police, their corruption is one of the. Let me leave that off. The Brazilian police are so corrupt that police officers are gang members. As in the police is, in fact, if you are not a cultist, it's difficult to be in the Brazilian police. Because the Brazilian police is filled with cultists. Cultists all over the Brazilian police. I'm telling you the truth, cultists. Gang members everywhere in Brazilian police. We learn work. Go to Rio de Janeiro. We hear the story of Brazil. Brazil, their friends, oh my God. If you make, you see all these footballers you watch that from Brazil, their family moves with escort, with armed escorts, because of the level of gang violence allowed by the police in Brazil. They call them favelas. The ghettos are called favelas because every city gets a gate for Brazil. Gradually, Nigeria is turning into that gated city too. Every city gets a gate and they are controlled by one gang or the other. Before police will enter there and affect special operations. Read the story of Brazil. You will see high level of police corruption in Brazil. The police carry out assassinations, so many things on behalf of gang members in Brazil. I'm telling you the truth. Should I tell you about Colombian police? Even the name alone. Everybody knows what Colombia is for. Should I tell you about Colombian police? Or Venezuelan police? Because their characters are almost alike, Colombian police and Venezuelan police. Should I tell you about them? No time to tell you about them. If I tell you about the Colombian police and the Venezuelan police, you'll be shocked at what happens. You know? Okay. Let me talk about one African country, South African police. South African police, after the American police, after the American police and the British police, I don't know who is top under racism. The American police and the British police, they are carrying bracket first under racism. In the UK, we call the police officers copper. Copper, no be NYS, you are saying copper. In America, we call them cops. But it's understandable that white police officers are racist. It's understandable. But seeing an African country having a racist police is a problem. And which country is that? South Africa. Are we putting notice for them? They're sending. I see that it's like I'm reading some comment stuff here. Who's getting two gifts? Right? I'm saying just got the #1 gift badge. Eugene Jonah just got the #1 gift badge. What does that mean? You know me, I don't know all this on TikTok.
It's a gift like it says.
So, is that what it means? You know the gift. Wow, my brother. Oh my, make a rest smoke for talking about South African police and corruption. Oh, thank you, Lord. South African police and corruption. See, it's one thing for American police to be racist. It's one thing for British police to be racist. It's understandable because these police forces are white police officers, colonial police officers to say. You understand me? They feel very bad that black people are rising and even taking territories. You know, so when we see them as racist, we understand how they feel, you know, no problem. And all the things they do to the black, no problem. But when you see a South African police being very corrupt to the point of racism, and their own racism is raised to power 100, xenophobia. Go and check the name of xenophobic in the dictionary. Xenophobia. How can somebody wake up to hate your fellow black man, not even white? Now today, the white men in South Africa are crying. They don't do and reach them. How can police be there and allow citizens, gives them space to go and kill Nigerians? How can South African police sit down there, turn a blind eye, and allow their people to go and be killing Nigerians and other foreigners that reside in South Africa? South African economy is basically built by foreigners, not necessarily South Africans. And their government sit down there and allow them to go and kill innocent people. Their police force sit down there. Those their area command, their divisions, their formations, their precincts, and whatever they call their own, that is headed by brigadiers, captains, brigadier, major, whatever you call them. They will just be there, giving support to gangs, to rioters, to go and kill black people. And when there is a case, they don't take it serious. They let it slide. Whereas if there is anything happening to a black person, they will run up there and see how to intimidate the black person. But this one now is not white doing it. It's black doing it. How can black do that to black? That's the question. How can black be doing that to black? Black is not supposed to do that to black. At all. We are one Africa. But it seems like we are two. Because South Africa as a country has some of the worst police in the continent. And their major offense is racism. Hatred for their fellow black. Hatred for their fellow black. That is wrong. The police in South Africa is very wrong. Wrong and corrupt. How can you allow crime against black in your country? Speaking of police corruption, in Africa, South African police, you are doing very wrong. In those days, Ghanaian police were the best in Africa. But I'll tell you something. Ghana police too, when they collect bribe for road. You don't go blame them. The Nigerians will visit Ghana, now you go blame. Now they open their eyes, so that if you make extra bucks for this uniform, Nigerians will fool Ghana. They don't turn Ghana police into something else. Now Ghana police said they don't collect. Ghana police don't collect bribe. People are testifying that a few years ago in Ghana, make a traffic law, they do direct to caution you, make it again, you're arrested, they do their policing so professional. All of a sudden, Ghana police now, back here, waiting there for your boy. Charlie, it didn't sound make a fool though. Charlie waiting there for your boy. Now Ghana police they ask for bribe. Ghana police now collect money on the road. Talk to people, one way or the other. Hey, my Ghana. People have joined them in police corruption. Why? People have joined them in police corruption. Why have you joined them in police corruption? My Ghana police. Why have you joined them in police corruption? That is very, very bad. Very, very bad. Now we're talking about police corruption. We talked about the American police, how corrupt they are. We took a slide and dived into some areas where Nigeria is policing, like Australia, where Nigerian police has been, America, Italy, and so many other countries. These are not United Nations, basically, just some of their own arrangement. And then we talked about this now. Now let's also look at religious police. If you talk about religious police, some of the places with the highest number of religious police is the Middle East. The Middle East has a high number of religious police. Police that are policing you based on religion. But these religious police, to me, are some of the nicest police to deal with. Why do I say so? Number one, let's look at Dubai police. Dubai police don't have a problem. They don't have a time. They are not racist anything. They are sweet, they are lovely. Saudi Arabia police, the same thing. They are sweet, they are lovely. You see, the Middle East countries tend to be that thing that the world didn't expect them to be. The Middle East police, especially from the stable Middle East countries like United Arab Emirates, where you have Dubai and Abu Dhabi as state as the federal capital, Dubai as a major state, just like you have Abuja in Nigeria and then Lagos as a major state. And then you have places also like Saudi Arabia, you have Qatar, you have Doha in Qatar, you have Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Their police is wonderful, sweet, though religious, but sweet. Every stable Islamic country has some of the best and professional police. I am a Christian and I'm telling you this. That every stable Islamic state, Islamic country in the world have some of the most professional police. Islamabad, Aberdeen, name them. Pakistan, name them. All these places where you have Middle East, all these countries, Pakistan, all these wonderful countries, they have some of the best police. Even places with crisis, yet their police still do well. In all these Middle East countries that are part of the Asian country. Wonderful, wonderful people. I salute their police. I salute their police. They are some of the best. They are some of the best police I have ever heard of, experienced, and researched on. I salute their police. So, though in America you still have good cops, in UK you still have good cops, in South Africa you still have good cops, in Ghana you still have good cops, everywhere in the world you still have good cops, in Nigeria you still have good cops. But one thing about police is that police are the scapegoats of government, born to bear the bad name of government. Because police is the closest representative of government to the people. So police is the one organization that bears all the bad name of the government. All the frustration of the government is leveled on the police because they are the closest of the government and the people. They help the government maintain law and order, enforce law, protect lives and property. That's all government needs to keep you in check, and the police does it. That's why they are the closest of the government to the people. And that is why they are always at the center of corruption in every nation. Because for a government to be properly corrupt, the police must be very, very corrupt. And for a government to be properly focused and good, the police must be focused and good. Because the government is the people is the government. And the police is the bridge between the government and the people. And that is why we started our campaign of bridging the gap between the police and the public. Because we noticed that there is a very big gap and the police are not, globally, not being able to bridge that gap that they are supposed to bridge between themselves and the government. Between the citizens and the government. So we came in to bridge that gap. And that is what Security Inside is going to be doing. We are going to be bridging the gap between the government, the police, and the citizens. How are we going to be bridging that gap? Every week on Mondays by 9 a.m. Nigerian time. We're going to be doing these live videos. And we're going to be telling you about the police all over the world. We're going to be picking sections, discussion, issues to talk about. And we're going to be talking about it. And I tell you, it's going to be wonderful. But then again, you can participate. You can ask your security questions. We will answer you. You can also join the conversation if you have something to say. You can join the conversation. You can be part of what we are doing. Okay? Not only that, you can also participate. You can participate. We expect to see your question on policing, question on security. We will answer you because you are actually one of us. That's the truth. So we can answer you because you are one of us. So at this point in time, I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody who joined this edition. Don't forget to send gifts. Send your gifts so we can change them into money and develop our program. I think that's it. They're able to send gifts now. So send your gifts, send your gifts, send your gifts. And share the video too. Share the video. Go to our page. You can see other videos on security, tinted glass, and so many other things. Okay, we'll revisit some of those topics because there have been new development about them. So we're going to come back and we're going to tell you about those things. So don't forget to share the video. Send your gifts. Say, is that how much they used to send?
Anything, staff, flowers, gifts, and
Just the biggest.
You don't have.
All these things are worth money. Are you serious? Okay, so send everything that you have now that worth money on TikTok, and then subscribe. Subscribe to our packages so that we can have enough fun and raise funds to raise. I want to make this program big. I want to be having a major guests coming on board. I'm going to bring in you major guests. I'll bring the Commissioner of Police in different states to talk to you. We're going to be doing live with the Commissioner of Police. We're going to be doing live with so many police formations. We're going to do a whole lot of things. But then again, I want you to make sure that you send these gifts, okay? So maybe we'll also talk with host some police PRO and some other persons to come live. But let's do it for some time, 1 month first, okay? Before we can now begin to bring those people to come and be part of it. Understand me? But for now, enjoy, because this TikTok live has come today. Security Inside will post their live on TikTok. So we are going to be having security guests joining us in this discussion soon. Thank you so much. It's been Gaze behind the camera doing a lot of things. You know, Gaze is our social media manager, and they run all those teams for us. So, but that's everything is okay, and I'm so happy to have you. Now, make allow you go work. Let me allow you to do your own work so that everything will be fine. My name is Ambassador Bosindelive. Don't forget to follow me on all platforms: on Facebook, Instagram, here on TikTok, X, Thread, every social media is BOSINDELIVE. BOSINDELIVE is here now. BOSINDELIVE. Okay, BOSINDELIVE. Not just that. On YouTube, go watch my videos on security. Anything you want to know about security, watch. Anyone you did not see, ask question and we'll talk about it. Because my interest is to educate you to the point you know what's obtainable. Next week when we come, we are going to focus on Nigerian police and corruption. So today I decided to take you around the world to let you know, say nobody Nigerian police, say they have plenty where they do. You understand? Now I don't tell you how they plenty where they do rich. Next, I want to tell you about the Nigerian police next week. So next Monday we're going to be looking at Nigerian police and corruption. Join us on Monday, Nigerian police and corruption. Okay? And I can tell all your friends, that particular edition, I want to see like 1 million views. 1 million views. I can tell you 1 million views because now we're looking at Nigerian police and corruption. So we're going to promote it. Guys, please make a flyer with that topic. Nigerian police and corruption. Post it if possible today, tomorrow. Every day, we'll do that live. Put the date of Monday. We'll do Nigerian police and corruption. Then, once we do the video, you can now delete all the flyers so that you understand. Maybe they're not just there, they occupy space. You understand now? So Nigerian police and corruption. So we're going to be doing that next week Monday. Today we have looked at police and corruption worldwide. Police and corruption worldwide. Next Monday we're looking at Nigerian police and corruption. Police and corruption worldwide. After that we look at Nigerian police and corruption. Then inside Nigerian police and corruption, we're going to focus on some states. Number 1 state, Lagos. Number 2 state, Port Harcourt. Number 3, FCT, Abuja. Number 4, Kano State. Are you hearing me? You understand? We're going to focus on the big 5 states. Then we're also going to look at the best police forces in Nigeria in the states. We're also going to look at police formations and what they do and what they are not doing. So next week is a whole 9 yard. We'll start early. When we start early so that you can start early. So everybody, keep it there. Set reminder, Nigerian police and corruption next week. We'll take it step by step. I don't need to think anything. It's there here. And it's there your own head too. If you talk of Nigerian police, you know you have it on your head. It's not something you are trying to learn a bit. So all of you that has experienced police brutality, gather here next week. Let's look at Nigerian police and corruption. Okay? So that we can x-ray this corruption issue in Nigerian police. Then upper week, we will now look at solutions to Nigerian police and corruption. Because we might not be able to talk about the solutions of the Nigerian police and corruption. So we're going to look at the Nigerian police and corruption. So we're going to look